Kabalega International Park is a petroleum-based industrial park, meaning that it hosts a number of facilities. And one of the facilities is the International Airport, the second in Uganda, which is the second anchor project for this industrial park. The other anchor project is the refinery development, which will also be located in here. One of the benefits that the oil and gas sector is bringing to the country is enabling us to develop infrastructure that can support industrialization, that can support agriculture, that can support the tourism and other sectors of the economy. So this means that much as the primary reason for construction of this airport was to support the oil and gas developments, the master plan that is being developed provides for the other sectors of the economy and how they can link into this airport. For example, there's a lot of work going on to commercialize agriculture in this region because we are going to have thousands of workers working on the oil and gas projects. Now, if you have farmers who have capacity to meet the required standards and produce the required quantities, after supplying the oil and gas projects, or even if there is additional produce from the farmers, this means having an airport in the region can offer us the opportunity to use it for exporting of agriculture and other produce. We know that this region is also very close to a lot of tourism sites in the country, and so as we look at expanding the airport maybe during the second phase to handle passengers, that is another benefit that comes to the country, and I think that will also decongest the main city so that we don't have everyone flying into the country using Entebbe.
The airport you are seeing has about 15 components, but majorly the biggest infrastructure you are looking at is the runway. It's a runway of 3.5 kilometers length and then 45 meters of width with 15 meters of shoulders both sides, and we have worked on a stretch of 5 kilometers. There are 2 turn pads both sides, the north and the south. There are safety areas in the both sides, the landing and the taking off. The whole stretch is about 5 kilometers that we have worked on. What you are seeing behind me here is the apron in an aviation language, but you can explain that it's a yard, a parking yard for the aircrafts in a layman's language. This one here has a capacity to host 4 biggest cargo planes. 4 of them can be there, deliver the material at the same time. And you may not see bonded warehouses around. It's just because, as I told you, that this airport is here majorly to ease the work of transporting equipments that are going to be used in the construction of the refinery. The refinery is going to be adjacent, the other side of the airport. So the heavy equipments will be airlifted from the point of origin to the destination straight away. And when they are here, delivered here, they can be pushed up to the site where they are going to be used. So majorly, the runway is ready, the apron is ready. The structure you are seeing is the air rescue firefighting facility. And on the other side, there is also an air-ground lighting systems house. Those buildings are at a completion level. The structure you are seeing behind me here is the terminal building. For the time being, the terminal building is going to serve 2 purposes. It will handle the cargo and it will handle the passengers. And you can see it is also ready. We are doing the final touches. The drainage system has been set. There is a very big box culvert down there which will control the water that will be on the runway. The runway itself, you can see, it is very ready now to host any flight. We are only remaining with marking and maybe the chainage marking and the rest. But as you can see, the infrastructure is ready. I must say that we are at a percentage of 91.75 general site progress. But if you are to talk about the individual components, like the runway, I may talk of 98 or 99% complete. Majorly, that is the infrastructure we have. We are supposed to have 20 units for the airport operators. That has been pushed to the second phase. We are supposed to have an air traffic control tower between the terminal building and the ARIFF. It has been pushed to the second phase. We are supposed to have a fuel farm in between the two buildings. It's also been pushed to the second phase. But this is not going to affect the timeline. It is not going to affect the operations of the airport.
And the reason an industrial park comes about is because when you have refining, you are definitely going to get byproducts from the refining of crude. In fact, some countries don't even have the crude. All they do is they set up a refinery, because from the refinery, the byproducts that come out, the petrochemicals that come out, lead to a number of petrochemical industries. These industries is your everyday. Does any of you, are you wearing rubber shoes? Are you wearing rubber on your shoes? That kind of rubber, the rubber we use, the tires, the paint in your homes, the inputs into your paint. So when you wake up in the morning and your plastic alarm goes off, you're already talking petrochemical industries. The things that come out from refining crude, and then the outputs of that all go into making the petrochemicals. So the plastics, your toothbrush, you then go and put on your shoes, the rubber on your shoes. The house you're in is painted, the inputs of that, the cosmetics we are putting on, the detergents you're using to wash your hands, the soap. So petrochemicals are the life. It's everything we do. And so when we talk of a refinery and the fact that petrochemical industries arise out of that, it is because of the different byproducts that are being, after refining crude, you've got the fuel, the byproducts that come out lead to several industries coming about, and so that's the industrialization process. Because with refinery, the petrochemicals are just too many. Everything we use in your day-to-day, these synthetic clothes you're wearing, that whatever, all this around us is really a byproduct of the petrochemical industries. So it's very important to tap into that industrialization by actually coming up with a proper organized industrial park. And so this is where we are, the Kabalega Industrial Park.